So we're in Italy. I'm in the Florence train station. And for the first time of the whole trip, I find myself alone. In like 5 seconds from being alone, the cops, who look very serious, walk straight up to me. And I say, I guess you've heard the podcast. And they say, passport, now.
When in Rome.
Yeah, pretty much.
You plugged your own podcast to the police and the Rome train station.
Well, I didn't almost get arrested at the Vatican, but that's a story for later.
Hey, bartender, pour it long. Hey, bartender, make them strong. You're listening to The Long Pour, the podcast where we drink and bring you our favorite drinking conversations. You're with A-Man and
Crusty Dusty. We're here on a day, and we also have with us Amy Jacoby. We're going to talk a little bit about Italy. She was, her and I were two of 6 people on a large trip. We had a really good time. And to celebrate, we're drinking some nice Italian wines. You guys are drinking a Chianti, and I'm drinking a rosé from Il Baccio. I will get back to you on that name. We also did, I think, your first shot of Campari, Amen?
yes, no comment.
I swear it tastes better when you're in it.
May I never have that again. Just a little, like, take it back. How long have we known Amy?
I've known her 10, 12 years, and you've known her.
I've known her since I was a lad. She used to buy me alcohol when I was underage, and we worked together at Aero Wine. Wink, wink.
Yeah. No, I never did
never happened. Lies. Any law enforcement officers that are watching, lies, law of statutes.
Well, I mean, you did offer to take me to a UD party.
Yes.
Don't be a snitch, Amy.
Yes.
We here at the Long Pour are better than that.
Yes, we don't snitch. What's that saying? Snitches get stitches, right?
Sleep with the fishes.
That's right. We can't say it. That should not be a saying. It's too much of a tongue twister to be said.
It's just snitches get stitches.
Yeah. Boom. Then boom. Now you know where you're at. But Amy has she's a big fan of the podcast. She's listened to it one time and bullied her way onto her show.
That's right.
So here we are, and I'm super pumped. I know you guys were looking forward to Italy and had a great time, and I want to hear about it. Just tell me.
Well, I think you're right. Amy did come up with the idea to be on the podcast. It was our first night in Rome, which I had my first carbonara that day. 3 of us got there early, and then Lady T, Amy, and our other guest arrived later, and we had a few drinks, and then we made our way to the Colosseum in the evening, which was a lot of fun. It was a good adventure.
That was we saw it in the daylight too, but I really think that at night it added something.
Yeah.
And being our first night in Rome, I thought that was...
It's like a must-see there, right?
It was really cool.
Is it huge?
Cool. Yeah, it's huge.
Well, funny story. We were driving there, and I saw it from the window of our vehicle, and I said, "What is that?" And Becca said, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "Is it the Colosseum?" She's like, "Yes." I was like, "I thought it'd be bigger." So, jokingly, because of that, and everybody busted my chops the whole week. They called it the not so colossal Colosseum.
How many people do you think you fit in there? 20,000? It's not even that big.
You could fit easily.
Is it? It's not football.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, like what it looks like in Gladiator is what it looks like.
So Gladiator, great movie. Yeah. By the way,
Absolutely.
Would you, if you were stuck back in ancient Rome times, and you were sold into slavery like Maximus was, and you could pick any opponent you wanted to fight and possibly like behead in stylish fashion, like.
This is such a weird question.
If I had all the abilities, like
I'm assuming you're a good gladiator.
Like I am now. Not
you're
like
good.
I'm gonna karate
No, you
with a
learned.
stapler
You got
from my
so
desk or
no.
something.
You were like a former. You're in the plot of the movie. You're a former general in Marcus Aurelius's
I'm already
army.
a
You're a
badass.
badass.
So she's Maximus.
Yes, you're a woman Maximus. Yes, or a Maximus with cleavage. However you want to say. You got
boy.
the body armor. You are who are you fighting for? What and who
gosh.
who you stomping?
Oh, well. Ooh, that's tough coming off of an election. So there's so many.
But we don't
so
get too
many
political.
options,
I
and we don't want to do that.
Uh-huh.
But no, seriously, I don't know. You know, I like a lot of people. I get along.
So you would fight nobody.
I mean,
I
mean, tigers are scary.
Okay.
I mean, usually they release the tigers
Yes.
or some sort of 3-headed beast on you.
That's not a real thing.
I don't think I want to any of those.
The 3-headed beast is absolutely not a real thing. You're getting into mythology
Amy's gonna
there.
end up fighting a 3-headed unicorn
Yeah, like,
with a Care Bear riding it.
Yeah.
kill the fuck
Yeah,
out of that
see,
Care Bear.
that's a fair
Okay,
comment,
okay,
I guess.
okay.
Yeah.
Crust, what about you?
I'm imagining myself being sold into slavery. I don't imagine it's going to go very well for me.
You'd lose. You would
I'm
be the one
soft.
beheaded.
I'd be like, could I have a drink before I get out there? You
Seems
know?
reasonable.
Shot clock.
Yes.
I don't imagine I do too well. Normally I'm pretty confident, but I mean,
You're gonna be.
I imagine fighting to death with a sword. I'm probably just not going to do well.
You're
I
gonna
might
be-
go out there with confidence, but I'm going to lose.
Are you gonna be? So you're gonna be eaten by a tiger eventually?
I'm
Like
gonna
that's your
run.
fate? No, you're. Well, yeah, but that's why you would
I'm
lose.
gonna run.
That's a terrible strategy. You're in chains. Good luck running with those chains. Did you not see the movie or know anything about
If I
history?
get chased by a tiger, I'm going to be faster than you think I'm going to. All right? I'm just saying.
Get my pump. Remember pumps back in the day? Like we would, like pump those shoes. Like that's how old we are. Oh my god! Nobody watching knows what those are.
Nobody.
That's terrible.
They've tuned out by now already.
Yeah, this is you know
I know
those
exactly
shoes.
what a
Oh
pump
my
shoe
god,
is. They were super cool.
They were Shaq's shoe,
Yep.
and he was like a
And then
size 22.
you would pump up, and then all of a sudden you'd be able to play basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. We
was
could
great.
jump. You could jump.
They were a big hit on
Yeah,
playgrounds.
yeah.
Like,
From
They
about-
were,
super
yeah.
hit. Yeah.
93 to
You're
95.
getting ready to go. You're getting ready to jump on the swing, and you're going to jump off the
Yes.
swing and like do a thing, like do a flip in the air,
Absolutely.
or do a incredible dismount.
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
pump your shoes.
Absolutely.
Are they
Did
Reebok?
get that extra
Wait,
pump.
they were Reebok. They were Reebok.
Pumps. You pump your Reeboks.
Yeah.
And then you would get
Were
on the
they
swing.
LA Gear?
No, they were Reeboks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think Shaq was the first one.
I think you're probably right about Shaq.
And then you would pump them up and be like, I didn't practice or do anything to make myself a better athlete in any way, but I take 3 pumps.
And
This
all of a
I'm
sudden,
maybe
you had,
like plus 10
You had the
athletics.
confidence to do it,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
And then those lasted for 2 years, and people were like, "This is a
Yeah.
terrible shoe."
And then Michael Jordan, I think, came out.
Well, Jordan's always the king of the
right.
sneakers.
Well,
man.
you know,
Air
once you
Jordan.
can get air,
He's a great
Right.
shoe
like,
salesman.
he's like, you can get air without having to pump it up.
It's like cheater. What a dirty, rotten cheater with his jumping ability.
How did we get so far off topic?
I don't know.
This is your
Anyways,
fault.
so
Your
we-
fault. You're in Rome.
We're in Rome. We leave the Colosseum. We make our way back. Everybody's going back to the hotel. Mind you, we've got to get up early. We've got to travel to Florence the next day, right?
Right.
We're staying in a Tuscan villa, but we'll get there. And naturally, Amy and I are like, well, we're going to go down the street. We're going to have one more.
Famous last words, right?
And gets a little fuzzy for me there, so I'll let Amy take over.
Well, yeah. Well, one more. Well, we had started off with like dinner and had like, what do they call it? The aperitivo, where we had, you get a drink. So it's the best combo meal you ever
Yes.
could imagine. So you get a cocktail.
Okay.
And you get to pick a selection of they're not really entrees, they're like snacks, like an appetizer or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
pretty much.
Okay.
And you get to pick like what foods you want, and then it automatically comes with additional food. You know, so you get your drink, and they're like, I don't know, what was it, like €10?
It was very reasonable.
Yeah, super reasonable. So we did that, and it comes with a drink. So you just kind of, when in Rome, you just do these things, right? And then we're coming back from the Coliseum, and it's so spectacular. It's so beautiful, and it was such a long walk. And I feel like there's a lot of hills in Rome, and it really just makes you thirsty.
Very thirsty, yes.
So we had to get. I mean, we had to get one more.
You had to
I mean,
hydrate.
we're, like,
You had to
parched,
hydrate. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know. I feel like we found multiple places.
We
along
did.
The stop.
We ended up going into this Bangladeshi-owned, very small facility where there was like maybe 3 or 4 tables outside.
Didn't they have a foosball? Was it foosball? Air hockey.
There was some type
Pinball
of
machine.
It was
game.
definitely not a pinball machine.
They had a machine.
Okay. A singular machine.
But it was like
no, it was the boxing.
They had a
game.
punch out? They had a punch out?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what it was.
It
Yeah.
was something loud.
See, they are still, to this day and age, they're training fucking gladiators.
Yeah,
That's what they're doing.
Exactly.
See, I knew it would
because
come
there was
back.
that group of guys that came in and they started playing. Because we found. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No,
you're fine.
No, that's what we do here.
Like I said, it was pretty fuzzy for me.
So we show up at this place, and they have when you're outside. I mean, there are a lot of things happened inside, but when you're outside, they had like this little cubby thing with a table. We sat outside with our drinks on the sidewalk, and right behind us is that punching bag game.
Okay.
What'd you call it?
The punching bag game works.
Yeah,
we all know.
It probably was called that. And they started playing it, and I was like, what in the heck? And I don't know. I found it very American and very annoying.
Right. You're like, I expected more like culture,
They didn't play it
more
for very
class.
long. They laughed. They had fun. I wasn't there to destroy their fun. But
We expected a very specific Italian game that we've never seen.
I mean, it didn't feel like a real Italian experience.
Okay.
But we drank a lot of Italian drinks. Though,
We did.
didn't we?
Where's the javelin throw? Well, maybe that's what
kept
we're
doing shots of
they
Fernet.
don't really fight in the Coliseum. It's really just a bunch of tourists.
Yeah,
and their kids taking pictures
of the crumbles.
Oh, and the girls from the TikToks.
Oh, is there a lot of TikTok?
Yeah.
That's so
you got like 2 girls trying to take a picture of each other.
So you're a female. Obnoxious or not obnoxious, or just is what it is.
It is what it is, but at the same time, there was. While being annoyed, I'm like, oh, look at them. They're so cute.
Okay, right on.
Like, they're friends, and they're trying to, and they got their little poses down, and they're like, oh, do another one. They're like, hold on, there comes a family. So they're setting it up, and they got all the thing, and then they're like, oh, that's a good one. Now my turn.
So they were decent enough not to ruin other people's moments.
There was definitely like a spot at the Coliseum where it was ideal for photo taking. So like everybody,
like here's
trying to
TikTok
squeeze
Avenue. Get right in here and do your TikToks and everything.
Yeah,
like we're just gonna keep going back to this when in Rome.
Exactly.
You gotta do your TikTok.
Well, we did that on vacation too, and then we decided you were in trouble if you did that. You were gonna have to like take a drink or do a shot every time you said when in Rome because it got annoying.
After the first day, I assume it got annoying.
Yeah, it really did. Like we had rules, like you couldn't say it, and then somebody would say it, and then we go, oh.
How late are there rules? Like, do bars close? Do they stay open? Like, what?
Oh, that's a good question.
Do you guys
it was
even,
like
you guys even
3:30
know?
at night in the morning.
We stayed out pretty late.
I mean, in our defense, our flight was delayed. It got in late.
Okay,
and,
so you literally have
late.
no concept of time.
Yeah, we got, and we came from America and flew and slept on a plane, and it took all day to get there. So
you're in vacation mode. You're like, I don't know what time it is. I don't know. I
slept
what
on the
day
plane and
is.
I got in 3 hours ago. I'm go. It's go time.
Yeah, you're like tired. You have jet lag, but you're also in a new country, so
you're amped.
You're
and it's nighttime, so you do nighttime things. You want to gotta keep your clock up,
right? No,
so you gotta go jump
Power
right
through.
in.
I agree.
Like dinner, drinks, Coliseum.
You and Lady Tracy, like you guys are, and maybe some of it because you were both kind of like my big sisters and stuff. But you guys are very like, this is how you do it. Like even if you've never been to like a country or whatever before, you're like, here's a plan. Like you just need to follow. You need to follow them, and it's going to lead to a good time. You're going to get the right foods. You're going to try things. You're going to get a drink you've never heard. Like it's just. just let them lead the way.
Yeah.
Like they're both.
Let your host dictate what's going on.
You are a
Absolutely.
master host.
And when you go to a bar, the bartender becomes your host, or the people that are there. Because the locals.
Do they like Americans?
Oh. Yeah, I think so.
I had all positive experiences.
We so drunk
they
you don't
liked
even know.
me. I don't know. I don't know if American had to come into play at all, but they liked me.
At that particular bar, I made friends with a French rapper. He follows the podcast on social media.
He does
and
now.
I looked him up. Well, yeah, because of that
sure he
interaction,
did.
he hadn't heard of us. But
Say that
I
again.
looked
He'd
him up.
absolutely had heard of us before.
I
Before he met.
looked him up. He's pretty talented too. So
What's his handle? Do you remember?
I
feel like
will
I got a lot of Instagram friends myself.
I'll come back to that after the break
There you
because
go.
Oh, we got
since
drink.
we drank Fernet all night, it's time to take a shot clock, and A-Man's going to do his first shot of Fernet.
I've specially requested Fernet.
Shot clock.
Down here! Yeah, really shouldn't be drinking. Oh, really? You learned that in med school? That you obviously didn't get into?
Crusty here, reminding you to please check out all of our socials at the Long Pour, all one word on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. The Long Pour 80 Proof, that's number 80 on Instagram Threads and TikTok at Pour Long on the app formerly known as Twitter, also on Facebook. And we're here today with Amy Jacoby. Amy Jacoby's not just a friend of the podcast, but she's also helped me and many other people get money so they can buy a house. Amy, people are looking to get a mortgage. How do they get a hold of you?
Oh, well, they can find me on socials. I used to be, well, I guess I'm still on the formerly known as Twitter, but I'm also on Instagram as Amy Lynn J, and I'm also on Facebook.
Facebook, all right.
Same thing, Amy
With
Lynn
my
J.
name. No, just Amy Jacoby.
Okay.
It's
And
like
when we
just
cut this
literally,
and-
you could just Google me. Just Google me. I don't even know where I'm at. Just Google me.
And when we cut this section out, we'll put the links. We'll attach all those
yeah,
links with it.
absolutely.
How good of an ad is that? Google me, bitch.
Just Google me.
Just Google me.
AMYJACOBY.
That spells Jacoby. And
Yeah.
we are back from the shot clock. And that is the most unprofessional ad we've ever done.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Right?
But we did the point, right? We got
Yeah,
the point.
absolutely.
I mean, well, I don't know. We've done some ads for Cardoso that were
Yes, yeah,
different.
Yes, King Cardoso. But hey, this is our girl. She's great at her job. Find her if you need help to secure that home loan. And man, so we're back. We did the shot clock, and dude, I am digging this Chianti. And I just look. I know we're talking about your guys.
There's no preservative. There's no
It's beautiful. It's
Right.
beautiful.
sulfates.
It's beautiful.
I normally cannot drink red wine,
Yeah.
or I will turn purple. I will have trouble breathing. And we spent a whole day in Tuscany.
I'm sorry. Can I do one thing real quick
Yeah.
before we get back to your trip?
Yeah,
I'm really, because it's bothering me about, like, this wine is so damn good.
Yes.
And it has always bothered me that in the movie Silence of the Lambs, how he's supposed to be this, like, learned, like, doctor, serial killer, and he can't even pronounce Chianti. He's like, it's a nice Chianti. When he does, like, the fava beans thing. That's just always.
does he pronounce it wrong?
He absolutely.
I
Watch
thought
it.
he said with a fresh Chianti.
Chianti, like it's
Oh,
wrong.
does
I'm pretty sure it's really, really wrong, and he does that.
Well,
you know, the
it-
father
I
I
thing,
want to
which
let
is-
you know
which is
if
gross,
you
which is
are
gross.
wrong,
But
I'm
that's how
going to
you
cut it with
drink
the movie
wine.
where he's pronouncing it right.
As you should. I think, you know what? I hope, dude, I'm going to be so embarrassed if I'm so drunk. He was absolutely a learned doctor and, like, pronouncing it right, but I think he pronounces it wrong. I'm like,
You
the
might-
serial killing doesn't bother me as much as he can't fucking. You should know how to say the wine right, as esteemed as you are, Hannibal Lecter. Go, like, check it, fact check it.
I know how you are. You reworded my vowels
Yeah.
and added
punctuation.
The right punctuation.
He needed them very much. So
I mean, I did ask for your help.
yes.
But
Punctuation is very important.
So either I'm going to look really, really smart, or he's going to cut in a segment of that, and you guys are going to know what an idiot I am, which you already do. But
I think anybody that listens regularly they're probably surprised she's on the podcast.
Regular listeners,
like huge dumbass. We have a couple of
several.
We have
Hey Todd.
Yeah. That's right.
Todd.
Yeah, Todd, you're a good man.
Call me.
Yeah. We have several. We'll
talk about it.
We have like five or six. You know what? We got a lot of people that say they do.
I think they're lying.
We have a lot of people that are like, I love your reels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's more.
I agree with that.
There's more to us
Not
than
everybody
reels.
wants to listen to a 30-minute podcast.
Just listen.
I'll be honest.
But we also do funny stuff.
Just listen to 10 minutes of it. Or you know what? Just play it and you don't even have to listen to it. I don't care. Just give us views so we don't have to work real jobs
If
anymore.
you don't like it, cut it off. Wait 35 seconds.
That's it. We just want the metrics. We need the metrics. We like you, but we need the metrics. We don't want real jobs.
Right. I get that.
Okay.
But I'll be honest. I mean, like, Dusty introduced us, and he said that I bullied my way onto this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
tell the truth.
That's not exactly how that went. I mean, maybe I did bully my way on a little bit, but I don't think of it as
not the way it went, except it's the way that it went.
No. But I admitted to him
that might be the funniest thing ever said on the podcast.
I didn't, but I don't listen. I didn't listen. Mm-hmm. And he asked me, he was like, "You ever listen to the podcast?" And I was like, "No, I follow your socials. I watch all your stuff, and I heart it when,
You're a good friend."
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't appeal to the feminine.
Right.
Right? It doesn't
we
doesn't
are
appeal
definitely
to me.
aware
Like
to that.
I felt like it was very dude centric.
Agreed.
So, and then Dusty drunkenly says, "So would you do a podcast?"
Doesn't sound like me.
Yeah.
I think I might have gotten a text from Italy at that time. He's
Probably like, Amy's going to be on the podcast. I'm so stoked.
Yeah, she was like, she said so.
She said she would do it.
She's going to kill me if we don't.
I know you were drunk because you didn't use any vowels in your text.
I always use vowels and proper punctuation. No matter.
Absolutely.
I
very
don't understand this short term.
Yeah.
It's like
real words, real punctuation,
absolutely.
no shorthand.
Anything that is in print should be in,
lock it down.
Proper.
Lock it down.
What do they call it? MSA. What?
Oh,
what
MLA. There's an MLA format. There's Chicago style guide.
Yeah,
there's
like
a
MLA.
couple.
Like I'm ready to cite my work.
Oh my
when
god.
When it comes to text messages.
That's right. We'll cite it so you know it's not bullshit. But yeah. So she got us off topic. But
I'm that girl. Well, you guys were talking about yourselves, and I got bored.
No, you did. You did it. Hey, this is what you're supposed to do. So I feel like you have watched it. That's what we do.
Listen to one podcast.
Yeah, you're essentially one of us now.
Since talking with Dusty and bullying him into getting onto this podcast and telling him that there was nothing that girls wanted to listen to, I did listen to the Trapper Keeper episode. Because I'm a huge fan of the Trapper Keepers.
Shout out to the Trapper Keepers
and David Scott. Love
good
them,
dudes, good
and
dudes.
it was so good. Like it was great. I mean, obviously, I love those guys, but that band is so much fun to watch.
They are a lot of fun.
I grew up in the 80s, so I know what cover bands sound like.
Absolutely.
I know all the cover bands that they reference without using names. Like I know who they were talking about, and they are by far my favorite.
They're the best
cover
around.
Band.
They are fantastic.
Well, they go
went out
cross
and
genre.
seen with us too.
Well, they go cross genre,
Yeah.
so they don't stick to a specific genre. And then all of a sudden, they'll play a song, and I can't even pull one out of my brain right now. But they'll play a song, and you're like, "Oh my god, I love this song!" And then you find yourself saying it,
Right.
literally every song.
They're
And then you dance.
They're talented dudes. They're fun to hang out with. It's one of our favorite episodes as well.
I got a little. This is one of those episodes where I got a little carried away. Had it been just Amy and I, it might have went in the trash.
We would have cut it.
It would have been absolutely.
So not only are they great musicians, they saved the episode kudos to you, David and Jim.
And they're very tolerant and nice people.
Yeah, you're good. You're good men, good young virile men.
And shout out to Michael who helped us produce that.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So there was a lot of people involved.
Yeah.
It was a big production.
The right episode
big
to
production.
listen to then, apparently.
Big production. So I got us off topic. Let's go back to you guys are in
we went
Italy.
to Italy.
So you guys are in the bar. You're like, we're going to be on the podcast. You do that. But then you guys have like trains to catch and stuff like that. So how'd that go?
The next day,
go well,
still
Adam.
drunk.
It did not go well.
And we missed our first train.
Because of drinking.
And it wasn't me. I was the last one to arrive at the destination, but the train was there.
It wasn't
confused.
Anybody's fault. Our friend who purchased the tickets, I think, felt really bad, but we're like, no. There's a learning curve.
Sure.
We didn't know how to catch
Get
a train
there early,
in Italy, to be honest.
figure it out. We got our next ticket. We got there eventually. Then we moved on to the Tuscan villa, which was incredible.
God, yeah.
It was just absolutely beautiful, and we stayed in this beautiful small town outside of Florence, and it was in the Chianti Classico region, which is where these beautiful Chiantis come from.
Yes,
and my rosé.
It's really good.
It's not what they're known for, but I like it.
It's really good, man.
It's actually organic, and you don't get a hangover the same way as you do on American wines. And so, since we had this shipped from Italy,
wow,
I have a feeling, Adam.
It's really good. It's really good.
Or do
man.
I have to call you Amen?
You already fucked up, so you
disclosed your secret identity.
No,
I had no idea.
I've been ruined.
Yeah.
Your mom's gonna find the
That's
episode
right, Bruce.
now.
Wayne, God
you're not
bless.
going to have a hangover. And if you do, it might be from the Fernet, not from that.
Or the Campari.
This is excellent.
Or the Jameson we do after the episode.
This is excellent. The Chianti is truly excellent. It is.
And I think Amy said something about tequila. We got some of that too.
No.
She said absolutely not. There's my two favorite ones I've ever had. Like I'm putting this right up there with
I'm
them.
listening.
You've known me for over 20 years. You knew
And
me
we
at
worked at a wine store.
Wine.
Era Wine.
And you did many of the wine tastings and knew very many wines. My other favorite wine, I want to say, was a South American Tres Picos, and I just the same. It was like a red blend and the same smoothness. I don't know if it was as healthy or whatever as this one is, or preservative free, but those are my two favorite reds of all time. So I think it was South American.
I'm gonna look it back up because you're probably right. I mean, we did do a lot of wine tastings together when we were at Era Wine, and we experienced a lot of great wines in our lives. But yeah, Italy.
You guys need to do a wine tasting. Like, run a wine tasting.
Go
There's
to
so
Era
many
Wine.
wines.
They do wine tastings.
Do that.
Like
They do,
every
yeah.
Saturday, they're getting ready to do Super Saturday. They're going to come out with some stuff on New Year's. Is it Beaujolais time? Isn't that November? Remember that?
Yeah.
And, like, Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Look, we haven't talked to Beth or Miff in
Been
a
a long
long time. So, but
What is,
Beaujolais was like a thing that people came for in Thanksgiving time.
That was a holiday wine, and then there was one in summer around Florida Fete. That there was a release around there too. I can't. It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter. Wines are delicious.
Wines-
just experience them.
Wine tasting, go experience, and if you can ever get into a situation where you are running the wine tasting, you can often take the bottles home with you.
Yes.
So,
The leftovers.
It's not a bad gig.
You can almost always take the bottles home with you.
We're wine tasting tonight.
Did you get paid?
No, I mean,
yes,
I mean, my hourly wage, but I got all these fine wines that you'll never get anywhere else.
Exactly.
We would taste like 60,
was insane.
$70, $80 bottles of
insane.
wine at Arrow. And every once in a while they pull a 100 or a 120.
It was insane.
And then they forced us as employees to taste it.
You have to know what you're selling.
Horrible.
It was. I tell you what.
It was the worst job ever.
No,
it was. I literally want to go back to work
amazing.
there. If I could work there for the rest of my life, I would.
Be in our
They do
20s
have-
and
I think
work
they have
out.
profit sharing too.
Oh shit.
I wasn't always part time.
Oh
You
shit.
have to be a full time.
Oh man. I want profits
We
and
missed
booze. Yeah.
Why do we go get real jobs?
Why did we grow up as
I don't know. That
oh,
makes
Growing
sense.
up is the worst.
It is. So, sorry.
sorry.
We that was
We
us.
digress.
Sorry, Crusty. We So then you lose the train.
Yeah, we lost a little time.
Yeah, we lost the train.
Okay.
Oh, but then we experienced McDonald's.
We did. Yeah, we're stuck at the train station, and I was like, all right, let's see what Italian McDonald's is all about. For anybody that's wondering, I made a TikTok on my personal TikTok about it. I mean, 3 ingredients in the fries.
Literally.
Ours has like 19,
Yeah.
and half of them sound like a chemical that should be in
They are
to
chemicals.
run your vehicle.
Sure.
I don't know why we can't do better here in America. That's right, McDonald's, I'm talking to you. Do better, be better.
Do they serve wine at their McDonald's?
No, unfortunately.
No, but they do at the train station. You can drink at the train station.
There's wine everywhere.
Okay.
Not McDonald's, or at least not that I saw.
Not at that McDonald's.
Weird question, because I've not been to Italy, but I've been to Spain. I've been to like Mediterranean area. They were not a big fan of like putting ice in their drinks.
Yeah,
at all.
no,
Is
not
that,
a fan.
that thing?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. No.
I like my ice in my Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
man. No,
Tracy, what do you call it? Lady
lady,
T.
yeah.
She brought her own ice cream. Put them in every freezer that we stayed at.
God bless
and
her.
made sure that we had ice.
We Americans like our
everything.
cold drinks, man. They don't mess with it in that area. They're
No,
like,
they
you get it room
But
temp.
they do have it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I've been to New Orleans
Uh-huh.
in America. They also don't use a lot of
Really?
ice
I
and
did not know
stuff.
that.
And they don't even have it. They don't even possess ice in New Orleans. Sometimes.
like this is what you get.
Yeah. You're like, no,
You're
we
here
barely
to-
have refrigeration.
Here's your hot shot of tequila.
You're here to
Yes.
drink and party. Take the hot shot.
Good luck keeping it down.
So
Here's your hot
I love
cherry bomb. Is
Oh
really
my
what
god! Oh
they-
my god! That would be an awful hot
It
drink.
is.
Awful hot drink.
Can we chill it? Do you guys believe in ice?
Like no, you take it, and you love it.
So
So
I'm going to try to get us on top.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay, but yeah, McDonald's is
We-
cool.
Forgot
But
that.
obviously, it was
We've-
Italy.
we've been
I don't
drinking
need
wine.
to tell you, they have phenomenal food.
Yes.
I mean, probably one of the best places in the entire world for food, cuisine. We had a lot of incredible food. But what I want to tell you about is the story of probably the worst meal we had when we were in Italy.
was the
And we
worst.
were in a small town in the mountains southeast of Sorrento. So, like, looking down, we could see Sorrento. We could see the water, and across the water, we could see, like, Mount Vesuvius and Naples.
Okay.
Beautiful view.
Beautiful view.
Small town. We had to walk up this
Giant
huge
hill.
giant hill that got steeper the more you went up
lot of
it.
hills.
We're Americans. We don't like to
And-
walk,
No,
man.
and especially
Yeah.
not uphill. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
And it's like old stone, so it's uneven. You know,
trip.
so Lady T's, trying to navigate. Everybody's watching Lady T because she's had a couple of disasters while walking. We found this place called Bar Maryland, Marilyn Monroe themed bar.
Nice.
And we went in there to get a drink.
They were open at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Too.
So that's where Amy and I got turned on to grappa, which is
Grappa.
basically
Grappa.
grappa. Sorry,
Grappa.
it's like jet fuel. It's like
It's an Italian. It's kind of like a
maybe like a 151 or
Oh wow!
or,
Wow!
it's
Wow!
their
Wow!
high
Wow!
test.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
But apparently, when you mix it with espresso,
It's delicious.
it's phenomenal.
I thought it was correcto. Espresso correcto con grappa.
Is that what it was called? I can't be for sure, but we were drinking a lot of them. And the owner, or at least I think he was the owner, was like this guy that like he knew a guy. He's like, oh, you want
He
that
was
purse
the guy.
over there? I'll get it. I'll get you a discount, which he followed through. I was like, hey, I ran out of cigarettes. Where can I get them? He's like, no. You give me money, I'll have somebody go get them for you. And he did.
That's awesome.
And it was not a lot of money.
Yeah, and then we hadn't made plans for dinner that evening. So
The other
he's
random-
like, I have a friend
yeah.
and I will make reservations for your dinner. And we're like, well, this is working out. This is great. So time passes, and it's dinner reservation time, and we go to the restaurant, and I'll let Amy take the story from there, because...
Okay, so it all seemed to go pretty well, I thought. I mean, I felt like we were ballers. I mean,
it was a great day. We felt like we owned this small town.
Our friends are all around us. Like,
yes.
You know, because there's 6 of us on this trip, and we started off with just a few of us, and then everybody's joining us, and all the dots are aligning. I'm like, yay, we got this nice restaurant. And we go there, and everybody else had a phenomenal meal. To the point, everybody else did have a phenomenal.
Everyone got cuisines. I take
Dusty
it.
and I got the worst.
The
worst meal. It was my worst meal in Italy.
Same, hands down.
It was, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was like a white fish with potatoes.
We ordered wrong.
Is how it was a chef special. And I was like, when in doubt, always go with the chef special.
And what she said
See,
made
that's
sense.
sound
So
advice. That sounds advice.
I'm like, I'm going to copy off Amy.
And we thought we were ballers. And then it showed up, and it was just like fish and potatoes on a plate. And they're like, yeah, this is just what we catch out in the bay or some stuff. And I was like, what the hell is this?
It's false marketing.
I mean, it's just a white fish. It's very boring. And the whole dish was boring. It was potatoes and fish. So take the most boring potato dish of like boiled potatoes with the most boring fish dish, which is like boiled fish, and put it together.
It was bland.
It was terrible. And I was like, can I have...
Anything else?
No, the sauce. I was like, do you have hot sauce? Do you have anything? I was just like dumped a whole bunch
Salt.
of Tabasco and salt. And
Do you
I was
have
like,
malt
now it's
vinegar?
delicious.
Vinegar, I mean.
It was not delicious. Even then, it was not delicious, and I ate everybody else's food.
I gave up, and I was like, I'll have a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, where I was like, I think I'm just going to go out the patio and drink and look at the view.
I mean,
that's what we did.
And
it worked out well.
It worked out well.
For a country that's renowned for its food, like, you can't have something marketed as chef special when it's really like, hey, whatever the hell we caught in the ocean
what they
today.
wanted to get out of the bay for the other fish.
Like, market as that.
I want to say this: the restaurant was nice. The service was phenomenal.
It was excellent.
I believe the chef came out and talked to us at some point.
Well, our appetizers were great. Didn't we have like they don't call it charcuterie. I forget what they call it.
The same principle.
Antipasta?
And it was antipasti.
Yeah.
Oh, it was delicious. Everything else that we had was delicious, but Dusty and I are like pushing our shit around.
And like, we're going to eat off of others'
We
plates.
chose poorly. I mean,
although I will say Elizabeth did get the prawn dish, which it tasted good, but it had a giant animal on top of it.
Is prawn like crawfish or
No,
something?
it's a shrimp.
Okay.
And it was there with
similar to shrimp.
all of its like the
Everything,
whole thing.
everything.
And she's like, "This is delicious. Taste it." And I was like, "The guy's looking at me."
I can't eat like.
I mean,
like
she was
seafood
going
heads,
to it with
man.
her hands.
Yeah,
too.
It really was delicious, I'm sure, but it did creep me out.
Was there
So it was very authentic. I
Okay,
guess.
and then I know you guys are talking Italy. I have a friend that was very like business traveled. He has a Japan story like that where like, hey, here's our they're very big into their culture is hosting. And like they definitely have like the dinner and the lazy Susan kind of thing. Here's our gourmet dish that's like basically a fish with head and eyes and everything intact. And like, here you go, like basically like, hey, basically like pluck those eyeballs out if you want to. Like that. I can't.
No, I can't
do it.
People think
See,
that's
I can
a
do
delicacy.
that. I can do that.
Crusty,
Right.
he told me he's like Adam, I'm not. He's like, dude. He's like, I was like, oh no, thank you. I've already had eyeballs today. Like that's how he got
I
out
will
of
get
it.
very adventurous with food. I mean, I will try almost anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. Well, and I thought we were being very adventurous and like choosing a local dish.
Yes.
I
had
thought
no
so,
idea that the preparation was garbage.
and it might have just been
The preparation was garbage. I'm just going to call it.
Okay.
What it is.
okay. Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I thought it was.
Yeah. Like you.
There was no flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in Italy, but all their other dishes were phenomenal.
Like if he was on Gordon Ramsay's like Hell's Kitchen or something, Gordon Ramsay
Ramsay would have thrown it in his face.
He would have called him like a see you next
I'm
Tuesday.
sure it was cooked perfectly. funny and all that. But
And Gordon would be like, "Get out," or
It was flavorless.
whatever curse words he says. I feel like he says.
yeah.
Oh, he says awful things. We
You know,
all know this.
popular English curse words. He calls people the C word.
To see you next Tuesday, as it were.
Yeah.
That's how that meal felt.
Yeah.
So. It didn't even taste that good. Sorry. Oh.
Well, guys, on that note, we're a little bit over our time.
It's a special
Amy?
episode. We haven't got together and recorded in a while, so you guys get a longer episode.
And you have me.
People tune out.
What
25
is
minutes
it?
ago.
A double shot clock
I
episode?
tuned out 25 minutes ago.
and you were on this.
Double shot clock episode?
Why not?
Oh,
Shot clock.
should we talk about our shots, though?
We'll talk
feel
about
like
them when
we
we
should-
come back after we do more.
Yeah, really shouldn't be drinking. Oh, really? You learned that in med school? That you obviously didn't get into?
And we're back from a second shot clock, and we're actually going to do the shot live on the air. We've also got all of our Italian drinks lined up here. Shout out to the Il Biaccio. You want to help me out here, Amy?
Well, I'm going to pretend. Il Baccio.
Okay.
It means
Hopefully
the kiss.
that's close.
It means the kiss in Italian. I don't know that I'm saying it right.
Google
It
it.
was a
Baccio.
phenomenal
I like it.
That sounds sexy, though, right?
yeah.
Il Baccio.
winery. I really enjoyed it, and we're going to do another shot of Fernet here.
Hey, we're not.
Fernet's Bronco.
Hey, we're not faking it. Just, I mean,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
I mean,
every
this is
every episode.
We are the real deal.
This is long for.
Well, it's not the short pour.
I know.
I've been late for work.
Probably shouldn't chase that with wine.
The last 2 times I recorded, I've been late for work.
You're welcome.
This should be told.
My first
I'm an
appointment
adult.
tomorrow is at 11:30
You're good. You be good.
in like Fairborn.
Good.
I don't know.
I have to get up at 3 a.m. tomorrow.
It's still.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't have anything.
Nobody gets up at 3 a.m. on purpose, do they?
So no, we're look, man, we've hit some random. We went random like we always do. We talked about Italy. Let it be noted that like there's some beautiful things to see, and these fuckers just drank the whole time. They're like we saw the Colosseum and then we drank. We didn't really care to see anything.
Yeah, Fernet and Campari wine. We ate a lot of great food. We saw all the stuff.
Yeah.
Now, could Amy and I tell you what all
you
that
saw?
stuff was called?
Absolutely.
No, but we saw it all.
Gotcha.
Now, I would like to tell
Talk
you
about
the
the drinks.
story
Talk about the
of how Amy tried to get us arrested at the Vatican.
Oh,
And probably one of the most badass
about that.
stories ever. So we didn't set anything up. My wife.
it's very expensive
Did
to
you,
get
guys
in.
see, did you guys see Michelangelo's David?
No.
No, we didn't.
You can. It's very. First of all, it's very lengthy.
Okay.
Very complicated and very expensive.
Okay.
If
to get
you're-
into the Vatican.
If you
Okay,
are going
okay.
to
You have
Italy-
to have a ticket.
Okay.
I mean, you can go for free, but you have to wait in a very long line.
No, it's
through
not
a
free.
security check.
I don't believe it's free.
I thought you could do it through the. Well, this was the debate in Italy. This is why
You
we
need
didn't
to
go.
set
in.
it up.
Okay.
But
If-
we
if
got to
you're-
see the St. Peter Cathedral and
Okay.
the.
I'm just saying, if
Okay,
you're going
okay.
to Italy and you want to see the Vatican, you set it up ahead of time.
Okay.
Don't do it. It sounds super boring.
The penis isn't that great. Like it's really not. Like we all know
I've seen a
this.
lot of penises.
Yeah,
They're
we all
not
know
that
this.
great.
The abs are fantastic.
Apparently, though, I did see a TikTok that they have like a box of penises that have been severed off of the Roman statues, and they're like
This-
in shoe boxes.
Statue penises.
Yeah, and so
in shoe boxes.
like now there's a new mission in the millennia to go and reattach
The
penises
appendices.
to
the members
sculpture.
reattached.
The
members
reverse
to-
John Bobbitt.
I
to the
love
actual
it.
sculptures. So
That's
the
art,
sculptures that
baby.
are missing the penises
Yes.
may
I love
actually have
that she's
penises.
doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
She's
I mean, this is how you attach penises, right? I feel like it's like decorating a Christmas tree. Where you're like, I have all these ornaments.
How many? How many do you
I just
have,
have to
Amy?
figure out where they go.
Where did you get
well,
this
we
coin?
now know Amy may or may not have a box of penises
Oh my
in her house.
God.
I do not.
Don't look, but Jesus! Don't look in her freezer, right? Am I right? Good
Well,
God,
I
good
assure
God.
you, I do
I
not
will
need
say
a
I've
penis.
seen in her freezer. It's very clean, as is her house.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, no. So when I almost got arrested at the Vatican, so I was convinced that we didn't have to wait in a security checkpoint.
She was
line
convinced we could
to
sneak
get
in.
into the Vatican, and you don't have to have. I mean, there's a lot of credentials.
And I got.
You also have to
I'm
have
going to
like
interrupt
a
for a
museum.
second. I got to say, I was pretty confident there was not a way to sneak into the Vatican because it's the Vatican. But Amy was so confident. I believed in her. I was like, we're going to sneak into the Vatican.
So
Adam and I have snuck into a lot of parties.
yes.
That we did not belong.
Absolutely. Confidence is key. And
Absolutely.
and just psychological, so you guys know, just because someone sounds loud, brash, and confident doesn't mean they're telling the truth. There's a life lesson right there.
Some people believe that you are.
Yes, which is why that works.
I believed in you that day.
I'm like, I feel like we can just go around this hedge
Yes.
here, which was a long ways. And so,
It's a giant wall.
It was a
'Cause
giant
the
wall.
The Vatican's surrounded by a
but there
giant
was a
secure wall.
road and cars were going. So I went up that way and I just started walking in. And then some uniformed officer comes out of the booth and he goes, I don't know. He said something in Italian, but it was very like, I should.
Were you like, no Italiano?
Essentially, no. You're not sneaking into the Vatican.
Can I get it? I just want to go take a picture of the and he went, no, you go around. And I was like, oh, there's a long line over there. But it was kind of like sneaking into the back of a concert, like a venue when you're going to go watch a band and you do get in. That's not happening at the Vatican.
I did send the Pope's people an email to see if he would day drink with me for the podcast because I know you'd really like that. I got no response. But I did.
You always aim high, and I appreciate that about you.
I have started a conversation with Jameson. It died very quickly, even when they said no, and I said, I'd love to keep an open dialogue. My inner salesman came out. They did not respond to the open dialogue thing, but here we are.
Hey, no is just a couple more questions away from yes. I mean,
it depends on what situation, but in business, yes.
And to be, that does sound that sounded bad, but
we're talking about business and only business.
What on a scale of 1 to 10, like how much fear did you have that she was going to get arrested? Like, did you really think? Would you like this is? You were like, I need to save her.
We were at a restaurant.
I had zero.
Zero.
We were having drinks. So I heard about this story afterwards.
Okay, so you were not even.
No, it was just me.
I mean,
who was with you?
Nobody.
You were in the wandering.
I'm going in.
I got you.
She was probably 100 yards.
I'm going by myself.
I got you.
Yeah,
but
so it worked out.
We were all together then because we just had lunch.
You guys had to pee.
That's what
does
happened.
happen.
People had to pee.
There's lots of.
And then when I got done, I was like, "Oh, I just got arrested at the Vatican. Oh, we're getting espresso. Hooray! Can I put alcohol in it?"
Yes.
Yes, you can. You can literally, like every restaurant or cafe or whatever, there was alcohol on the menu.
Beautiful.
I'm like, ooh, okay.
Beautiful. They know.
Very sparse Jameson.
Right?
It was very hard to get whiskey over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jamie. Oh yeah, Dusty made this like our life dream.
Awesome.
To every place we went into, we had to ask if they had Jameson.
He loves it.
And if they did, we could stay. And if they didn't,
he loves it.
No,
man.
we went tons of places without Jameson, but there was a point.
He loves it.
And like we were doing shopping and stuff I'm not interested in. But I saw a place that said Irish pub, and I was like, guys, can I just stop for one?
Can we just
can
sit
I
in an
stop
Irish pub for a minute?
Ice cold Guinness, shot of Jameson. I'll be right with the world.
Absolutely.
But there were times when we were like,
they wouldn't let me stop.
Have Jameson.
I was with
like,
5
yes.
women.
And I'm like, Dusty,
were you
this is where we're gonna stay.
Was he the only guy? Were you the only guy?
Oh yeah,
he was. All of
I
us
was
girls.
not the boss the entire vacation.
He did really well of
listening.
yes. It was the first time ever.
I mean,
I
5
knew
to 1
what kind of
odds.
situation
now
I
that
was
we're back
in.
in America, not so much. But in Italy, it was great.
He was the women or boss.
Yeah.
We went to a one of the wineries we went to. There's this beautiful, cute old married couple and their son
I got that.
who looked like kind of like Ray Romano.
Okay.
And the dad's
Terrible
like,
show.
he's
Everyone
like-
loves Raymond.
he's
Terrible
like-
show.
He thinks Ray Romano is a good-looking guy.
Oh, do you?
Is that where this is going?
I was drunk and may have mentioned something to the extent and never heard the end of it for the rest of the trip.
He thinks Ray Romano is a good-looking guy.
Oh,
Okay, I
dude.
re-looked him up. Okay, he's
Clearly,
not.
Dusty not gay.
Not ca- if you. Well, I kind of like.
I didn't know that was in question, but
It's not. No, we do not in question. But I will say, as Ray Romano looks, if you ever like tell me,
He did not look like Ray Romano. He was way cuter than that.
okay. If you ever tell me,
I-
now I'm gonna have to question if Dusty ever tells me I'm handsome. I'll be like, you like Ray Romano? Like I don't know. Like I don't know if I can handle. I don't know if I can take this as a compliment at all. Your taste in men is terrible.
I made this comment
No,
after
almost
a,
never.
a day of
only when I ask for it.
drinking wine.
Only when I'm like.
Anyways, the father who didn't speak a word of English, or maybe a couple, he was like, "You 5 women?" I was like, "He's
You like damn
"You're a
right."
very lucky man." I was like, "You know what? Yeah, I am." As a matter of fact, and then so I'm off to the side, just kind of looking over the property because it's all mountainous, and he comes up to me. And he like, I feel like we're having this deep conversation, but 100%
And he doesn't speak.
is in Italian, and I do not understand a single word of it. But I'm just smiling and nodding because it was like we were having a moment, even though I had no clue what this man was saying to me. But I believed in him.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You can feel.
I
vibe.
feel like he
believed
had
in
wisdom.
Dusty too.
You can feel
'cause,
vibe.
I mean, he was with 5 women. And we are all very strong women. Like
Yeah.
Dusty's not hanging out with a bunch of weak girls.
Right? No.
We are
Yeah.
all very strong and very opinionated, and we all love each other.
Absolutely,
Probably
yeah.
more than we have loved any man.
It was, it was a great trip.
I'm not. I know 3 of the. I don't know all 5 of the women. I know at least 3 of them, and I can vouch for the strong, borderline,
You
terrifying
definitely
aspect.
at least met one of the other ones
Yes,
at the wedding.
Yeah. I know. So that's a good look for a man. Like I have these independent women that are also terrifying.
The fact that he was quiet was the best look. ever. Yeah. Very quiet, very demure.
Quiet confidence.
Well, it was,
Dusty,
I was on a trip
quiet,
with
demure.
5
What do you
women.
call him? Crusty. Quiet.
I just
demure.
kind of knew I'd be along for the ride.
Right.
Yeah, everybody had stuff they wanted to do.
Right.
I was just going to follow them, and I knew I would have a good time because every single one of them is awesome.
Much fun was had.
Much fun.
Much alcohol
Absolutely.
and wine and food was had. 10 out of 10 would go again.
Oh, yeah. We're going.
You're going to retire
That's
there.
happening.
You're going to live there, or you're going to
I
have
think
a.
I think we're going to try Portugal next time. I mean, I would go again.
But you want-
Spain was
Spain,
or
Spain.
Spain or
But-
Portugal.
Portugal, Spain,
I will.
Greece.
I can
I mean,
100.
we have-
I would love to go to Greece. I would 100% recommend Spain. Spain is amazing. Amazing.
You want to go to Portugal? We're going to put the trip together.
I've been to the
Portugal.
Rock of Gibraltar, so that's sort of like. I think that is Portugal.
Yeah,
That's,
it's on the border
so,
of Spain and Portugal.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's that whole area is amazing. It's sunshine and beautiful people and alcohol, and you never want to like do anything.
I
but,
can't wait for another trip. I had an absolute blast, but we are getting off topic, so I'm going to call the
We've
episode.
not been on topic the one that, like
No.
since we started. Look,
Can I call shot clock?
you already. She's like a pro.
Absolutely, guys. We're going to end
Ferdinand!
on a shot clock. Amy, Jacoby, thank you so much for being here. It's been an episode, guys. Thank you very much for listening.
We'll see you next time.